new captains, the Ticos of Costa Rica. Diego Lugano, Saturday's match winner, leads Uruguay. A night for fireworks and pomp and ceremony. Had a long rendition of the Uruguay anthem, which took 5 minutes to hear all 2.5, 3 verses, but now all the pomp and circumstances done, and we can get on with the business of a decisive World Cup qualifier. Winner takes all, literally, up for grabs, the last place in next summer's World Cup finals in South Africa. Uruguay begin as the favourites. Costa Rica will have to do what they've never done before and win in Uruguay. Uruguay finishes the 5th place nation in the 10-team South American group, the CONMEBOL zone, and Costa Rica finished 4th in the North and Central American qualifying pool. Missed out with that's a 2-goal lead against the USA slip in their final qualifier, Costa Rica. They were nearly there. Now they have to do it all over again on a foggy and atmospheric night in Montevideo. It'll be Uruguay to get us started. Well, the stage, the scene is set, could not be better poised or placed. Somebody, South Africa awaits. Sound of a Swiss whistle. It's Uruguay who get the game underway. Winner takes all in Montevideo. Uruguay begin with the away goal lead, so to be outright, the Costa Ricans must score twice here. Uruguay chasing their first World Cup since Japan-Korea in '02. The Costa Ricans chasing their 3rd successive World Cup qualification and a 4th in total. One in here for Costa Rica, which Junior Diaz is on. As one of the changes to the first leg team, up towards another in the shape of Victor Nunez. It's Luis Suarez for Uruguay, Forlan ahead of him. Centeno, and it's cleared away by Michael Umania. Scotty and Maxi Pereira for Uruguay. Combines with Diego Perez. 7 previous meetings, and Uruguay have won 6 and drawn 1, so Costa Rica have never beaten their opposition tonight. Forlan's layoff is a good one here for the youngster Lodero. And the early ball in is put behind for a corner by Luis Marin. Luis Marin, an old stage to recall for these crucial qualifiers, and in cap number 128 tonight. Corner taken short and quickly to Alvaro Pereira. His cross swung in, a good-looking cross too, and then over here for Uruguay, it's Suarez. He can't quite get the cross in. Marin here should clear. And the Ticos is boxed in here for a moment by Uruguay, and finally scrambled away by Roy Miller, with Diego Godin in the mix. And 1 or 2 tempers already beginning to boil and bubble. Uruguay's throw. In goes the cross for Forlan, but a good early take for Keylor Navas in the Costa Rica goal. Keeper who has won the first team shirt in the last 3 or 4 qualifiers. He was number 2 to Ricardo Gonzalez at the beginning of qualifying. You see again the fall by Godin. Up on towards Ruiz. And there's a nudge by Ruiz, the striker from FC20, where his coach is Steve McLaren. Goals in the Eredivisie this season, second only to Luis Suarez of Uruguay, plays for Ajax. Here is the maestro, Oscar Washington Tabarez. And he coached Uruguay at the 1990 World Cup in Italy. Maxi Pereira, infield to Sebastián Abreu. There's Lugano, his goal is the difference at the moment. Godin for Lugano once again for Uruguay. Maxi Pereira. Down the line towards Luis Suarez. And Suarez, who's got 16 goals in 13 games for Ajax this season in the Eredivisie. He's going to be a man that they'll have to keep a close eye on Costa Rica. Uruguayan free kick and a chance to get the likes of Lugano forward. It's the youngster Lodero on the ball, just his second cap, had a wonderful Under-20 World Cup last month and has won his place in the national team, the full team, because of that. And a good first leg in San Jose at the weekend. It's Lodero's free kick here for Uruguay, which is swirled in with menace, and it just skims and zips across the face of goal with Scotty close to it. Good ball in here from Lodero, only 20 years old, and Scotty was the nearest here to it, watched by Marin, and it is a scare for Costa Rica. There's a good ball in. Lots of pace and venom. I'm sure Navas had it covered in the goal, though. If Scotty recalled after missing the game in San Jose at the weekend. On its way here towards Bolaños. This is Maxi Pereira. He was suspended for the first leg. Maxi Pereira here for Uruguay. It's a good forward run here. Suarez, Lodero. Lodero drops his shoulder here. Lodero still out to Suarez here. And cleared away by Roy Miller for Costa Rica. It's not very far away, sent right back in there towards Forlan. And Marin behind him just for now. Costa Rica are rather rocking at the back. Luis Marin had to concede the corner with Forlan waiting poised behind him. But a good start by Tabarez as Uruguay. Both teams could have qualified with their final group game, but Uruguay lost to Argentina here by a goal to nil, and Costa Rica were held 2-2 in the USA in Washington. And they led 2-0 through 2 Brian Ruiz goals, but now is Uruguay's corner centred long and deep, and the goalkeeper stays on his line. And they should clear here at Costa Rica, but the ticos are boxed in at the moment. Diaz got the ball away that time. Alvaro Pereira's throw here. Lodero waiting for the ball here and gets a nudge too. Referee says that's going to be a free kick Costa Rica's way. Costa Rica's World Cup best was their first ever campaign in 1990, where they famously beat the Scots and the Swedes to go through to the first knockout phase, where they fell to a Thomas Skaravi-inspired Czechoslovakia. Uruguay, of course, won the World Cup on 2 occasions. The first in this stadium, 1930 against Argentina. The very first FIFA World Cup was won on this very stadium by Uruguay. Romagna back for Marin. Giving away here to Lodero, and he will combine now with Diego Perez. And this is a shooting chance for Forlan. Oh, good hit and a good save too from Keylor Navas from Diego Forlan's feisty hit. Took aim here for Forlan, and that's a really good stop. Flick the ball away. Uruguay knocking loudly on the Costa Rican door. Forlan's corner for Uruguay. Header ends in there, and also Alvaro Pereira. The near post is Godin. Of course, is Scotty. Here comes that corner, and Godin's header is held by Navas. Godin has 3 goals in 35 previous caps. That was a good connection too. Uruguay close again. And Costa Rica at the moment are having to stem the flow. And not doing too well at it. There's Walter Centeno, the Costa Rican captain. On to Celso Borjas. Centeno. Centeno again. By Eguren. This is Luis Marin. To Michael Umania. Godin now doing his more regular defensive shift for Uruguay. 0-0, of course, would send the Uruguayans through. They have the 1-0 lead from the first leg. Away goals do count double if it's a draw, by the way. This is Centeno's pass. Roy Miller. Done for Nunez. Oh, good hit from Nunez. Bending away from the player brought into the team today. Victor Nunez with a good hit. Wide though of Muslera's goal, but Costa Rica's first attempt is none too shabby. Victor Nunez not far away at all. Player from Liberia in Costa Rica. In the Dominican Republic, he took a Costa Rican passport just 6 years ago, part of the World Cup squad in Germany. Luis Suarez with Maxi Pereira, but he doesn't find Maxi Pereira. It's a good game so far. Both teams have gone close, one distance. Forlan for Uruguay and Nunez for Costa Rica. We have to score here. Costa Rica. 1-0, they lost the first leg in San Jose at the weekend. A man sent off too. Hazel Pfeiffer is serving a one-match ban for his card. Herrera here for Umania. Michael Umania's ball forward. It's picked off though by Alvaro Pereira. Pereira's on both flanks for Uruguay. Alvaro on this near side. He's on the books of FC Porto, and Maxi is also in Portugal with Benfica. This is Herrera with a good forward run here. It's Pablo Herrera still for Costa Rica. He wins their first corner too. Off Diego Godin, and Costa Rica's right back got forward to good purpose there. And has won the Ticos their first corner of the game. Cross comes number 10, Walter Centeno, cap number 137 for him tonight. Short to Bolaños, and this now is Miller for Ruiz. And Ruiz can't wiggle free, and now the break is on. It's Eguren. Forlan, now Lodero with room to work in. Lodero may go for God himself here, he does. Over the top looking for his first goal for the senior side. Lodero scored twice at the Under-20 World Cup last month in Egypt, where Uruguay reached the last 16. And he was very much their string puller in that competition, hence his rapid promotion to the seniors. Uruguay 0, Costa Rica 0, 1-0 Uruguay from the first leg though. Towards Ruiz, this is Herrera. Ruiz. 5 is Borges. Centeno. Now Roy Miller. Miller's ball forward towards Nunez, who's had the away team's best chance so far. Diego Perez of Monaco to Diego Forlan of Atletico Madrid. Bolaños, and it's Borges. Borges, by the way, is the son of the man who coached the Ticos at the last World Cup, Alexandre Guimaraes. Borges plays with Fredrikstad in Norway. This is Bolaños. He can't quite wriggle his way past Alvaro Pereira. Free kick given to Costa Rica though against Alvaro Pereira. He claims the shirt pull. Christian Bolaños, another player in Scandinavia with IK's start in the Norwegian league. Fouled by Alvaro Pereira here. Obstruction. And a bit of shirt pulling as well. So Costa Rica's first set play in a meaningful position. Maybe a chance here to work Muslera in the Uruguayan goal. Nunez is in the mix, and also Borges is well forward as well. Running is up from the back too, and on the free kick is the captain Centeno. He does have a good dead ball on him. Ruiz waiting as well. It's Centeno's delivery. Decent ball into that. Looking for on the far post Junior Diaz. It stays 0-0 on the night. The goalkeeper's fourth cap, by the way, Fernando Muslera of Lazio. Lazio's hero in the Coppa Italia final against Sampdoria, where he saved the key kicks in the shootout last season. It's the Uruguayan bench. Options there should they require them. This is Luis Suarez. Miller looking for Victor Nunez. What has the referee seen here? It's Diego Perez who's on the ground, the player who was banned for the last game. Perez banned after 6 yellow cards in the qualifying campaign. Uruguay will keep the pressure on here with a throw, which has taken to Diego Perez. Flag is up for offside against Suarez here. The officials all from Switzerland tonight, led by Massimo Bissacca, the referee. It was the right call as well here against Luis Suarez. Well beyond the last defender. Centeno. This is Michael Umania. Didn't start the game at the weekend, Umania. Up it goes, but it's picked off by Godin here. Now it's Nicolas Lodero with a crossfield ball towards Luis Suarez. Turned away by Roy Miller. And Centeno for Costa Rica. Borges, Herrera. Now the ticos can be in business again with Celso Borges. On the chest of Nunez, but he lost out to Perez for Uruguay. Perez, lovely turn and take, Lodero's touch. Heavy touch though, it comes here to Bolaños. Gets away from Igualaron. And the free kick goes the way here of Costa Rica. Card coming as well. Bissacca with a yellow card, I think, shown to Christian Bolaños in the middle of all that for this. Bolaños with a challenge on Igualaron. First yellow card of the night. Goes the way of the Costa Rican. Bolaños cautioned. We've had a feisty quarter hour so far, 0-0 on the night. Uruguay still holds sway overall, which will do for him for now. Maxi Pereira able to drive on here for Uruguay. He's got 3 in the middle here too. In goes that cross, but not the best he's ever delivered. Uruguay's home form wasn't too hot here, by the way, in the group. That's the Brazilian coach of the ticos, by the way, René Simoes. You may remember him from France '98, where he was the coach of Jamaica's reggae boys in that World Cup. He's a well-travelled coach, and he's had spells with a fair few national teams down the years. This is Centeno. Simoes took over 2 months ago from Rodrigo Quinton, who was fired, and his job was to get them into the World Cup, and they've reached the playoffs anyway. Nunez has got the decision here. Uruguay free kick, foul by Junior Diaz on Diego Perez. Godin into the feet of Suarez. Lodero and Forlan up with him. Here's Luis Suarez pulled back, a clear foul. There's going to be another card here as well. Suarez got away and was pulled back, and his shirt's torn as well as evidence of the crime. Yellow card for Roy Miller this time. That's 2 yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes for Costa Rica. Miller there with a clear shirt pull on Luis Suarez. 2 cards, no goals. Uruguay push and press. And there is Lugano. His goal still the ties difference overall. Lodero's free kick swung in, it's flicked on, and it is watched away and wide. Uruguay putting the pressure on. It's going to be a corner, I think, here for Uruguay. Turning the screw on Costa Rica. Ramos has been a busy goalkeeper so far, the busier of the two by some distance. Costa Rica have to win here. So Nicolas Lodero, corner for Uruguay. In goes the corner, and the scramble's on here, and the whistle's gone. It wouldn't count anyway, and play is called back here for a Costa Rican free kick. Busaka saw the pushing and the shoving and gave the whistle good and early. There was a proper melee in here though. In went Scotty, and it did come to Alvaro Pereira, but the whistle had long gone before then. I think the nudge by Scotty on Marine was what the initial whistle was sounded for. Suarez on the rather weak clearance is Centeno, given away, Forlan. As Diego Perez available, this is Eguren for Forlan. Diego Perez, too high for Suarez. Umania away for Costa Rica. Godin comes to Alvaro Pereira for Uruguay, towards Diego Forlan. Jumps with Walter Centeno. Centeno is Costa Rica's most capped player ever. Cap number 137 tonight, 23 goals as well in his long international career. This is Celso Borges. Borges, good ball here to Bolaños. Bolaños still, halfway through. Another break is on with Lodero for Uruguay. Alvaro Pereira. Nicolas Lodero. Diego Perez. Knocked on by Forlan here for Suarez. There's Suarez again with support from Maxi Pereira. And the whistle's gone for a Costa Rican free kick. And once again, one or two tempers fraying and boiling here. Certainly is a feisty playoff second leg so far, as you'd expect, with the stakes so very high. Place of the World Cup is the prize here. The nation's happiness hinges on tonight's result. We've had 20 minutes of the first half of the second leg. So Luis Marin free kick here for Costa Rica. In by Marin. On a foggy night. This is Diego Perez. Eguren. Eguren goes route one. It's two route one though, and easy here for Keylor Navas in the Costa Rican goal. 10 of the qualifying games so far. With a move to Spain and Albacete in the summer, but nothing came to pass. Forward here by Herrera towards Bolaños. Much of the haze you see, by the way, is from the pre-match fireworks we had, which hasn't really cleared the arena just yet. Herrera's throw for Bolaños. Herrera again, shrugged aside though by Lodero, who's a strong presence, the youngster. This is Maxi Pereira, able to run on for Uruguay. Ahead he's got Forlan. Here is Forlan, and he's fouled. Free kick. Busaka quickly blew the whistle. And a foul here by Roy Miller, who's on a yellow card as well, don't forget. And it is a potential second yellow card offence, that by Roy Miller. Uruguay maybe will feel they should be against 10 men for the second game in succession. As a favour was sent off for René Samoa's team in the last game, the first leg. And there, Roy Miller, on a yellow card, is walking a very, very fine line for Costa Rica. Uruguay free kick, good position. Lodero is a proper dead ball maestro, only 20, but has tricks in his locker of one much older. So there is Maxi Pereira, nearing the midway point in an absorbing first half in Montevideo. Nunez and Eguren having a proper tussle in there. Diaz has his say now as well, and across comes Busaka to calm things down. Tempers fraying. Roy Miller's involved again. Here comes Lodero's free kick into the wall, and Costa Rica through Bolaños can clear. Diego Perez. Too long and too heavy. There is the Costa Rica bench. In the middle is Alvaro Saborio, the surprise admission, the striker from Bristol City in England. Bolaños for Borges. Borges given away though here to Lugano. Lugano's pass into the feet of Forlan. Eguren for Maxi Pereira here. And he's got Lodero in the middle. Suarez in towards Suarez, away by Marin. Diego Perez. Forlan. Oh, given away by Alvaro Pereira. Now the break is on for Costa Rica. It's Christian Bolaños. Overlapping is Herrera here. Pablo Herrera takes on Godin. Herrera still ran out of room. Those Costa Rican advances are pretty rare at the moment, as Tavares' team enjoy near total domination of the possession. Not the scoreline just yet. Herrera's throw though for Costa Rica. There for them will change everything. Bolaños. Lovely done. Centeno. Clever. This is Borges. Borges with the ball in. And there's a tumble. And there's nothing doing the challenge there on Christian Bolaños. There's maybe an ambitious look for a penalty there by Bolaños. Again, he's on a yellow card, so not to simulate too much. Uruguay, for all their tradition, remember twice World Cup winners, they've only been to one World Cup since 1990. That was in Japan and Korea in 2002. Last went past the first phase in Italy 90, where they lost to the host nation, the Italians, in Rome 2-0. This is Lodero. He was scarcely born when he was, I think, 1 year old when that game was played. Samoa's brought into firefight really to make sure they at least made the playoffs, Costa Rica. This is Suarez. Romania behind for another Uruguayan corner, and they've had a fair few set plays in this first half. Can they make one tell here with Lodero? For one so young, he's given the responsibility for Uruguay tonight. It's a Lodero corner here for the home team, and it goes, and again there's pushing and shoving by Uruguay. Gran and Lugano, the two players involved here. I think it's well, both players are pushing on the defender, aren't they, on Brian Ruiz. Gran of Villarreal in the Spanish league. Lodero. And again, support here from Maxi Pereira. Inside is Diego Perez. Here is Perez for Uruguay. Godin does well, finds Eguren. Eguren forward. It's lovely feet here from Lodero, and a good ball too. And the strike is tame from Alvaro Pereira. Doesn't really trouble Navas in the Costa Rican goal that too much. Only one goal in 12 previous caps for Alvaro Pereira, and that was never really going to be number 2, was it? Easy hold for the Costa Rican goalkeeper. So scoreless on the night so far, still the advantage held by the team in blue. Lugano's free kick. Lugano's take. To Suarez. This is Ruiz. It's given away by Centeno. It's Lodero here for Uruguay. Checks out to Diego Forlan. Maxi Pereira towards Luis Suarez, but here comes Roy Miller for Costa Rica. Then Ruiz takes a tumble. Free kick to the away team. Ruiz so prolific in the Netherlands this season. Just moved to FC20 this season, actually, from Ghent in the Netherlands. To replace Arnautovic, who's gone to Inter Milan, of course, for Steve McLaren's team. Centeno on this free kick for Costa Rica. This is Umania. towards the half-hour mark in the game now. Led by Godin. There's the lively and clever Lodero on the line for Diego Forlan. It's Forlan here. Forlan's cross for Luis Suarez here. Suarez stabs a goal, but able to get the power of the purchase to really calling a clear sight of the Costa Rican goal. That enough Costa Rican bodies between him and the goal. But a good surge from Forlan here. Forlan into Suarez. Manya's block. Maxi Pereira into Forlan. Diego Perez. Perez with the ball in, but Miller should clear. Perez down the line looking for Suarez, but it's called back here for a Uruguay free kick. And the more free kicks they give away in these positions, then the more you fear for Costa Rica. Because with players like Lodero and Maxi Pereira on the dead balls, there is the potential there to unlock them. It was a set play which brought the goal on Saturday, of course. Lugano's rather bundled effort in San Jose, the first leg decider. Lodero on this free kick again for Uruguay. Lodero, who is on the books of Nacional in Montevideo, but already there's a long list of clubs in Europe queuing up for his potential signature. Nearly half an hour gone. It is Lodero's ball in. Turned away. There's Nunez. Nunez goes down, and then Centeno's pass. Now the break's on. Has he got the legs here? Well, he's pulled back. It's going to be a free kick here. Bolaños is sent tumbling now. Was that the last man? The card's yellow only. The referee makes a point of showing that it is only going to be a yellow card. Costa Rica will claim he was the last man, but the angle was certainly for Perez here, such that had he got past Bolaños, he didn't really have a clear run to goal. It is a fairly cynical rugby-style tackling of him, though, isn't it? Yellow card for Diego Perez, though, for Uruguay. Costa Rica feel it should be a different shade, a shade to match their shirts. The point they make here is it should have been a red card, but you can see why they feel that way. But I would say that the wagging of the finger there by Centeno is not advisable. And again, the tempers are heated. And again, it's Junior Diaz involved. We spoke about the Uruguayan set plays being a threat. Well, here's one for Costa Rica. A game in which they have to score, remember. He scored at the weekend, which is why Uruguay are in the box seat at the moment. Walter Centeno. For so many years, he has been the man who makes Costa Rica tick. They need him more than ever to produce something here. He is their talisman, Centeno. Can he produce, can they produce Costa Rica to level the tie? Centeno's free kick. Plenty of Tico's bodies in there. Centeno's free kick's a good one. Perez with the header away. Suarez. There's the throw towards Luis Suarez here. Herrera. By Marin up to Bolaños. It's away from Eguren. Roy Miller. We have two Ticos on yellow cards in this first half. Miller able to make a good forward run here, though. Into the feet of Victor Nunez. Miller again. There's Lugano. The longer the game goes at 1-0 on aggregate, the longer Uruguay will begin to maybe get anxious, and Costa Rica will keep on believing. But here come Uruguay. It's a wonderful run here by Lodero. Look at this from the youngster. Lodero still into Luis Suarez. It's Luis Suarez! And the finish lacking, but all about the run there from Nicolas Lodero to find him. And the coach took a great decision to include him from the start in the first leg, this youngster, number 14, Lodero. And the coach's faith repaid so far with a stunning performance. To Suarez here, who in truth rather snatched at the shot. Lodero, the instigator here for Uruguay, passed too as if they weren't there. He just rolls in Suarez, who should have been better here for Uruguay. And a glorious Under-20 World Cup in Egypt just a few weeks ago. His elevation to the senior team has been meteoric. His performance so far has been stellar. This is Suarez towards Lodero. There's Bolaños, and here's Ruiz. Godin, the injured man for Uruguay. We're heading towards the first half's last 10 minutes. The game still hangs in the balance. Lodero again, driving on. Lodero, lovely run, goes for goal himself this time with no real options on for him. Both Suarez and Forlan were being well watched that time. He had to go alone, and over the top this time from Nicolas Lodero. But should they reach the World Cup, then you rather fancy Lodero could be a player to really catch the eye on the global stage. Navas to restart for Costa Rica, who still hope themselves to be there in place of Uruguay. Lugano, Maxi Pereira, Suarez. It's Centeno and Miller. It's given away, but there is a foul on Walter Centeno. Both teams, it's their 20th game of a real long-haul, mammoth World Cup qualifying campaign. Uruguay finished 5th in the 10-team CONMEBOL group. This is Christian Bolaños. Bolaños! Oh, good save! Muslera to Uruguay's rescue, but Bolaños there took aim, and boy was he close. Lovely hit, and a save to match as well. It was goal-bound, and that would have been all square on aggregate that, and that crept in. Christian Bolaños denied by Fernando Muslera's stop. On the break, they are a threat, Costa Rica, make no mistake about that. A tie which hangs on the balance. Just one goal for Costa Rica would change the entire complexion. We'd have total parity. Costa Rica's corner turned away. Here's Maxi Pereira to complete the clearance up towards Forlan. Intriguing tie. It's always going to be that way, wasn't it, though? With such colossal stakes. Place in the World Cup, the last of the 32 qualifiers, will be decided right here tonight. Lugano already through today, the likes of France, who beat the Irish, and Algeria beat Egypt earlier on today to qualify. Uruguay or Costa Rica join them, we shall see. Greece have gone through as well today, by the way. Their first World Cup since '94. This is Lodero again. It's Lodero still, held up by Borges. Little back heel now. Cross is rather deep. Lodero once more, but through to Keylor Navas in the Costa Rican goal this time. But he has had a busy first half, and he has repaid his immense faith and confidence by playing him. Too long for Nunez. Costa Rica were so close in their last group game. They led the USA 2-1, 94.5 minutes into added time before a goal from Jonathan Bornstein in the 95th minute got a point for the USA and meant that Honduras qualified for the World Cup, and Costa Rica are condemned to this playoff. Apparently Jonathan Bornstein is a Honduran national hero these days. This is Ruiz. Uruguay will come forward now with Godin, and here comes Diego Forlan. It's Forlan still, he's well challenged there by Borges as he was cocked to shoot. Herrera's been dispossessed here. It's coming to Suarez, and there's enough Costa Rican bodies, enough physical presence there to snuff out the danger, but the game's opening up here, the game's getting stretched. Herrera. Centeno. Walking pace now as we head towards half-time. Ruiz, who's had a quiet first half, the man who got those 2 goals against the States in Washington. They led 2-0 after 22 minutes in Washington, D.C. And at that point set fair to qualify. Ruiz has gone down here as well for Costa Rica, by the way. Collision with, I think, Scotty. Ruiz held back to his feet. Andrew Scotty here was, yeah, certainly just caught him, just clipped the heels as the ball was played away. René Simoes won Olympic silver in Athens in '04 as the coach of the Brazil women's team. A coach who has been around and coached a lot of teams in a lot of competitions, but hoping to reach the World Cup for a second time. He was the Jamaica coach in France '98, as the Reggae boys failed to get past the first round, but were lots of friends in France. That's 12 years ago now. That's gone by quickly, hasn't it? Herrera's throw here for Costa Rica. '98 was the last World Cup that the Ticos missed, and a new shirt for Suarez. The old one was torn in that earlier challenge with Roy Miller. Here is Miller. Miller goes long, it's helped on towards Ruiz here. Ruiz will chase this through as well, and Muslera has to kick the ball away. It was a very short back pass which just about had the legs to reach goalkeeper Muslera. Herrera's throw here for Bolaños. Centeno. Diaz well wide. And as the half's worn on, Costa Rica have had 1 or 2 moments. It has been a really enjoyable first half, though. Lots of mistakes, yes, but some good play too, and some good chances in this first half. This was not one of them. Junior Diaz from fully 30 yards. On here towards Luis Suarez. Across comes Marin. Luis Marin, old stager, old head to calm the Costa Rican back line. Alvaro Pereira's back heel, though, was rather poor looking for Suarez. And none the wiser still is who's going to be going through to the World Cup. Herrera's throw for Costa Rica. Marin away. Long throw in towards Suarez here, turned away by Umania. Back in by Eguren. Here's Suarez. And the hit from distance is a wonderful hit as well. It had the goalkeeper stretching from Diego Perez's effort. Navas across his goal, may have winded himself too with the way he landed. But Diego Perez, who is winning tonight his 50th cap, has never scored for Uruguay. Not too far away here though. Lovely volley from the Monaco man. And the keeper just lands on his elbow, I think, and maybe just wins himself. I'm sure Navas will be okay. Player from Saprissa, one of the leading clubs in the Costa Rican league. René Simoes knows his team need 1 goal to level the tie. Former coach of Brazil under 20s and Trinidad and Tobago. Tabarez, former AC Milan coach, he had a very short spell in the mid-90s. 22 games at the San Siro was all he lasted. He's known as El Maestro, the teacher. He's well loved by the Uruguayan public, and even more so if they reach the World Cup. This is Maxi Pereira for Uruguay. Ahead he's got to Lodero here. This is Lodero. Eguren. Suarez for Forlan. Umania away, looking here for the pace of Nunez. Muslera clears for Uruguay. Centeno. Lodero does well once more, finds Alvaro Pereira here for Uruguay. Two in the centre, Forlan and Suarez. Lodero. Eguren. Diego Perez. Maxi Pereira. Perez with a lofted cross. Sent back across goal here towards Suarez, but away by Herrera. This is Bolaños. Bolaños still. All the way through, and here comes Lodero again. Play's going to be stopped here for an injury to a Uruguayan. It's Eguren of Villarreal. Eguren winning his 26th cap tonight for Uruguay. His club are having a pretty lean time in Spain this season, Villarreal, after so many years of maybe overachievement. It's been fairly tough for them so far this campaign in La Liga. Joined from Hammarby in Sweden 18 months ago. Towards the end of an absorbing first half in Montevideo. And the very pitch that was host to the very first World Cup final. Years ago, 1930. It'll be 1 minute of added time, by the way. The officials' board has been held up. Alvaro Pereira's throw for Uruguay. Into Luis Suarez. This is Nicolas Lodero. He's done well here, Lodero. Once more, he wriggles away from two in Costa Rican red. He can't quite get the pass through, though. And now the break is on for the away team. Not by the head of Uruguayans, and the cross is sent in, and there's half a chance there for Forlan at the far post. It was a ball which came across to him. Miss kick which wasn't really punished there by Uruguay. Suarez with the ball in, and Forlan almost in. Mistake by Roy Miller. And there from Massimo Busacca is the whistle to end an absorbing first half, but a scoreless first half. We are still none the wiser really as to who will be going through to South Africa. Uruguay still hold the one-goal lead from the first leg in San Jose on Saturday, but both teams in this first half have shown the menace and the purpose to suggest they can score. At the moment though, neither team has. Forlan has had a shot from range saved, but so too has